My husband Theodore Johnson's mistress was throwing another tantrum. He pushed the divorce papers in front of my plate, saying coldly, "Sign it. Let's just get divorced." I gripped the hem of my dress, nodded silently, and quickly signed my name. As I left, I heard his friends mocking me. "Evelyn's so easy to deal with. She'll do whatever you tell her to, won't she?" Theodore elegantly sipped his red wine and smiled mockingly. "Want to make a bet?" They wagered that in 20 days, even if I was crying my eyes out in court, I'd still obediently go through with the divorce proceedings. The moment I got the divorce certificate, I rubbed my phone and calmly replied to the message I'd just received. "Quentin, will you marry me?" "Evelyn, yes." After sending the message, the laughter and chatter in the room continued. "I bet if you give Evelyn the latest sports car, she'll agree to the divorce." "I don't think so. She loves Theodore so much, how could she possibly agree to divorce?" "You don't get it. Evelyn's like a loyal dog Theodore keeps. She'll follow orders." At that moment, Theodore suddenly said coldly, "Whoever loses buys 2 sports cars each." The room erupted in laughter. I fled the scene in panic. Just then, my phone chimed. "Quentin, really?" "Evelyn, of course." Half a year ago, Theodore fell in love with some unknown actress named Dora Davis. He invested in Dora like crazy, buying her a house and car in Austin. The downtown Austin mansion was filled with jewelry and accessories that young girls love. But Dora remained indifferent to him. Theodore patiently pursued Dora for many days, but she still wouldn't agree to be his mistress. Wearing a limited edition seasonal dress, her face flushed with anger, "Theodore, I admit you've been very good to me, and I do like you, but I don't want to be just your mistress." Theodore had dominated the business world for years and had met countless women. Women would constantly flatter him for his money. But Dora was different. She had principles. Even though Theodore had spent so much money, she refused to be kept. Theodore found her absolutely fascinating. He even abandoned me repeatedly for her sake. I remember on my birthday, Theodore rarely came home to celebrate with me for the first time. He was well dressed and had bought my favorite little cake. Just as I was making a wish, his phone suddenly rang. Before answering, he told me he'd come back to finish celebrating my birthday, but after the call ended, he turned and left. He said he had urgent business to handle, and I chose to believe him. 10 minutes later, I received a friend request. The person added me but didn't send any messages. Out of curiosity, I clicked on her Instagram. It was full of photos of her and Theodore together. At that moment, I knew the truth about Theodore's affair. When I confronted him with my phone, he said they were just ordinary friends. I didn't believe him, but he thought I was being unreasonable. "No matter what our relationship is, you'll always be my wife. Isn't that enough?" I was momentarily stunned. So in his mind, I just needed to maintain the status of being his wife, that was enough. He had clearly said he loved me most, so why did he suddenly fall in love with another woman? I felt like there was a stone pressing on my heart, making it hard to breathe. But I didn't even have the courage to argue back. Then, he publicly handed me the divorce papers. "Sign it. Let's just get divorced." I silently signed my name and turned to leave. When Theodore came home, he was still drunk. Seeing me sitting on the couch, he frowned and asked, "Why aren't you sleeping yet?" I looked up at him and spoke my first words of the day, "I'm not tired." "Even if you're not tired, you should sleep. The doctor said you need more rest." I didn't look at him and got up to walk toward the bedroom. "Wait." Theodore stopped me. "I need to talk to you about something tomorrow." The next morning, Theodore woke me from my sleep. "Evelyn, let's go file for divorce today." I was stunned for a moment, then nodded. "Okay." On the way there, Theodore unusually began talking to himself about our plans for the 4 years since our marriage. "I'll take you for a medical checkup first. The doctor said last time that your condition has stabilized significantly, and you should return to normal after some more time. Then, I want to take you traveling. You haven't been anywhere during all these years of illness. I remember when you were little, you loved running around everywhere, always saying you'd travel the world when you grew up. Once you're better, we'll go, okay? He turned to look at me, but I remained silent. Theodore sighed. She's just an actress. How could I fall in love with her? She's so different, and I'm curious when she'll finally be with me. He paused, then added, don't worry. Since I promised you I'd take care of you, I'll definitely keep my word. I nodded. Seeing no reaction from me, Theodore stopped talking and drove in silence. At the courthouse, Theodore opened the car door and leaned over to unbuckle my seatbelt. I followed him inside, and everything went smoothly. The clerk asked us the usual questions. I have autism and can't express emotions accurately, so I could only keep nodding along with Theodore. If you're both certain, please sign here. Come back in a month to collect your divorce certificate. Theodore joyfully took the receipt. Then he looked down to text someone. He smiled brilliantly, and I didn't need to guess who he was chatting with. At the same time, I received a message. I've already booked my flight back home. See you tomorrow. I simply replied and ignored it. That night, I unusually dreamed about my childhood.